Express. Thank you. There we go. All right. Okay, so we have this scenario where there's a boat taken onto a lake and it's traveled right from here to here to C and then back to where it started. How far will he have to row if he travels from A to B to C and then back to A? So this is a round trip, right? So they're asking for the distance in total. So it involves solving for a whole bunch of sides. So if you look at this triangle, there's a very obvious pair right there. So you should recognize that you're going to have to use the sine law in this particular case, at least to get you started. Okay? So sine of 113 over 1255, and that is equal to, because this angle is given to you, I'm going to find this side, which I'm going to call lowercase b, across from A, I'm going to call that lowercase a. So sine of 27 degrees over side B, show me how you cross multiply and divide. So it's 1255, if you want full marks, that is, right? Sine of 113, and B is 618.96 meters. I'm going to underline that. It's important to me. Right? So far, so good, right? We got that part. Yeah. Okay, now I want to find A. So before I do that, I need to find the angle, which I can because I have two of the angles given, right? So I'm just going to show the work like this. Angle A ends up being 40 degrees. Also important to me. I'm going to highlight that, underline. So I'm going to start with the same pair, right? Sine 113 over 1255. But now I'm going to use that angle, right? So sine of 40, right? This being 40 right here will allow me to find side A. So you cross multiply and divide. 1255 times sine of 40 divided by sine of 113. And A gives me 876.37 meters. Also important to me. So total distance is going to be A plus B plus C, right? The three sides. So I'm going to take 1255 plus 618.96 plus 876.37, and that is 2750.33 meters. This is really what answers the question. Okay, and this is the round trip that they were after. So lots of steps, right? 1, 2, 3 finding the angle, 4 finding the total, right? So this is kind of like chunked in chunks, right, that we did the work. Does that make sense? I hope you tried it and you got that answer. Even if you didn't get this final answer, I hope you were able to see maybe where you made a mistake, if you made a mistake, right? Let's go to the next one. This is going to be important. There's going to be a 3-letter notation question on the test where I'm going to make sure you understand how to use the 3-letter notation for angles, okay? So go over here. And so there's Kareem is sewing a sail for a toy boat. And there's 2 right triangles. She has cut out the material for triangle. This is triangle ABC. And angle B is 72. So angle B is 72 degrees, which is right there. That one you know. He knows that side AD must be 9 centimeters long. So from A to D, 9 centimeters. So it's notation, right? Let's call this, put AD here, right there. This is, we can call it side lowercase b, but we can also call it AD, right? Like same thing. Okay? It's the same thing as side B. So don't let that throw you off. And the base of the finished sail must be 7.8 centimeters, which is all labeled on the graph just nicely. At what angle must he cut DAC? Where is DAC located? And this is the answer. I'm going to go over here and just tell you, right? Follow what it says. Like start at D and go DAC, right? DAC. So where is the angle? Right there. It's the one formed by connecting D, A, and then C. That is the angle right there. That's what you want. So just read it the way it's presented to you. They could have flipped it and said CAD. It's the same thing. It's just reading it one way or the other. But they're referring to this stretch right there. So I'll use a marker or like a pen, a red pen, just to indicate that it's this they're asking for, right? So make sure you have that, you have an arrow there, and that's how you know it's there, okay? So what do we know about that one? How would you do this? Always zoom out if you can, right? And see if there's something perhaps that will help you solve for it, okay? My approach, like if I take this triangle here, I have the 90 and that, right? I have a pair, but there's nothing else inside the triangle. I don't know a side or anything else, so that doesn't really help me. But what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to find, let me see here, this is to make it as easy as possible. If I use this pair, and then use this side to find this whole thing, do I have something there? Yes, I do. Okay, so I'm going to take the whole thing, graph it up here like that, and I'm just going to focus on the 72, the 9, 7.8, and this is A up here. I'm not going to split it like this. I'm just going to leave it. I'm just working with the big triangle. Okay, so there I have a pair, and with this side I'm going to find that angle. Okay, so sine of, yeah, this one is tricky, I get it. Some of you might have done it slightly differently, that's fine. Sine of A over 7.8, sorry, 7.8. So what am I doing? I'm using the big triangle, not focusing on the small one just yet. All right, and then sine of A is going to be cross multiplying and dividing there. Like that. Angle A is going to be sine inverse divided by 9. I'm going to write that down, 0.8242, and that keeps going. And then I'm going to take the inverse of that, and that's 55.51 degrees. It's important to me. And now you need to put your thinking caps on, okay? If this whole thing is 55.51, we need to figure out what this is. And if we figure out what this is, we can subtract that from the 55.51 to find this other half. Not half really, but the second part. Okay? So here's what I'm going to do. Technically, if there's a 90 on this side, there's also a 90 on the other side. Make sure you note that. So how would I find this? Well, this triangle here also has the property of the sum of a triangle is 180. Okay? So if I want to refer to that angle right here, I would have to go B, A, C. Angle B, AC is going to be 180 minus the 90 minus the 72. Angle BAC. What is this? 90 minus 72, that's 18. This angle is that one right there. And so the angle that they're actually wanting me to find, which is this one, is going to be 55.51 minus 18. Okay, so you take 55 minus 18, that's 37.51. This is what they were really after. Let's add this here. This is angle A, like the whole angle A, like that whole thing. And this is BAC. Right? In subtracting this one from the whole thing, I get that sliver there. So this was a piece of work, right? You might have done use a different strategy. That's fine. But this is how I did it. Okay. So you're applying big triangle outside first, then you're worrying about the inside triangles. Okay. All right. We'll talk cosine law now. We're not done with sine law, but just for now, we're going to take a little break and learn something new.